Hello again, guys. It is I, Freeze700. We are back. This time with a hentai review. Ooh, sexy. So this hentai, known as Cherry's Road. Now, Cherry Road is by the artist known as Mr. E. I haven't really seen any of his works. I haven't really familiarized myself with any of his other works. He doesn't have much of a big selection like Encase or like a few other artists. But his work is actually really good. It's actually very interesting. Now, the reason why we're talking about Cherry's Road is because, well, it's interesting. So, Cherry's Road comes in 2 chapters, as of now. As of now, you motherfuckers. I know you guys are going to come in the future from like 2 years from now and be like, what? There's actually like 7 chapters. Please, I wish. Right now, there's only 2 chapters. The first chapter is the one we're going to be talking about right now, which is A Zombie Fell for Me. Cherry's Road is actually a very interesting story to it. That's the reason why I'm mostly drawn to it, is because it's got this very interesting idea of a zombie apocalypse. Now, it deals with 2 characters. Unfortunately, I don't know the main character's name. The guy who is a human and a survivor, he never mentions his name. There's no hints in the background about who the fuck he is. All we know is that he somehow survived a long time, and he's doing damn good for himself. He's got electricity, he's got water, he's got all these gadgets for him to play video games on. He is set for life. Like, this dude is doing good for himself. But we don't know his name. So what the fuck that's about. I hope the artist, Mr. E, actually puts a name for the guy so we actually know who the fuck this guy is. Besides that, he's a very average character, I would say. He's got, you know, muscles that are super over the top. That's not realistic. But if you've been surviving for years, like this guy says he's been, I do believe that you would probably lose a lot of fat and your muscles would be a little bit more bulging. That being said, the interesting idea about the zombies in this thing is that the zombies just don't care. That's something I found interesting. That's actually a very interesting topic that I don't think any zombie universe has ever touched upon, is that this is supposed to be years after the first outbreak. So, and the guy says in a little bit of exposition, is that the zombies came, they rampaged, and they just attacked everyone violently. But after a few years, one day, they just didn't care. So, humanity's pretty much wiped out. There's a few humans left. But they don't have to worry about the zombies anymore because the zombies just don't care. They just ignore the humans as they walk by them. You could fuck around with a zombie's body and he's not going to give a fuck. That's actually a very interesting idea, because then it begs more questions. It draws the audience in. It's like, well, Mr. E, why do the zombies no longer give a fuck? Why is the zombie outbreak even a thing in this universe? It actually draws me in intellectually. Now, sexually, how does it draw you in? Well, I'm going to say this. When Cherry is slurping up his semen like a Japanese person slurping up a noodle, delicious. There's a lot of necrophilia in this thing. Now, necrophilia is a little hard topic to really slap onto this because it's not necessarily necrophilia. So, there are hints in the hentai with the guy's story in chapter 1 and 2 that this person might not actually be dead. Like, they're a zombie, yeah. But in some zombie universes, being a zombie isn't dead. You're just in a very rabid state, and then for some reason, your body functions no longer really work. But that's not necessarily dead, especially since this person's not decomposing. So that begs the question is this person actually a zombie, or is this person just very sick? More than likely, she's a zombie, but a special type. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the art style is actually very interesting. It's a little average, a little above average in some instances. It's a lot like S Expedition that I reviewed, where he does a good enough job designing the body, so you can definitely picture the characters. But there's not a whole lot of detail, and then sometimes you can tell they get a little lazy by doing the little weeaboo anime style facial expressions, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, hey, I get lazy with my own art. I mean, shit, my art sucks dick, but still, like, it does get a little lazy. And that's where I always give credit to Encase, is that Encase doesn't do anime faces to illustrate emotion. No, he draws a real face that's actually frowning, so you know the person's upset. And this one, sometimes he does real valid emotion, like with Cherry, the zombie. That's the name of the zombie, is Cherry. She sometimes smiles. She sometimes just gazes out in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, all right, I understand that. Those are emotions. That's actually very interesting. But then when it comes to the human character, he doesn't really put any detail into his face. Never is he just, ooh, ah. He's always going to be just super anime, kawaii sort of face. And it's just, that just doesn't do anything for me. Like, I get it, it's kind of funny. And that's what I think the artist Mr. E is going for, is a little bit more relaxed tone, more entertaining value. Not necessarily just dark, gritty, and super realistic facial emotions, which, if that's the case, then yeah, the art does its job. It works fine. I would always give it more like a 6 out of 10 for the art style. So it's definitely above average good work. Now let's get to the story. Well, we don't really know much about anything that's going on in this world. All we know is that short little bit of exposition, which is very captivating. That's a really good way to draw you in. So I actually give him a really good high rating of maybe 6, 7 out of 10 on the storyline itself, because you captivated me with very little information. You somehow drew me into the story where I now want to know more about this universe. It's like, so what about other survivors? Are other survivors fucking zombies too? Because if it was me, now, if it was your boy, this story would be a lot darker. I wouldn't even be bathing the zombie. I would just be a dirty, filthy motherfucker and just have like 8 women chained, because they're all zombies, so who gives a fuck? Well, I'm giving fucks, but you know what I mean. So besides that, what would I give this hentai overall? Well, it needs work, obviously. I mean, the art style is good. If he stuck with this art style and didn't improve upon it, that's good. You won. But if he improved the storyline, added some interesting stuff to it, like maybe going into why the world is destroyed as it is, or maybe go into how the character is, like why is the character alone? Because usually in these survival situations, it's best to be in a group with people. Why is this guy alone? And why does he have electricity? Why is he so well established? Like, what is he doing? Stuff like that. That would be more interesting to look into. And if we actually knew the fucking character's name, that would be awesome. You know, then I'd be able to say something. Besides that, what I would give the whole hentai itself, I'm giving it more of a 7 out of 10, only because I see potential in this. I can see potential to grow. And that's why I'm doing it on my YouTube channel here, is so that way it gets some recognition. Even though I'm a very small channel, shit. If he gets 153, 154 viewers now on his stuff, he could probably make some good money that way. And I'm all for sexual content being released. Oh yeah. Especially on this topic. Because it's about zombies, but zombies that just don't care. And then this zombie in particular shows a little bit of emotion. She bites you, but she's not biting you to actually kill you or infect you. She's biting you because she likes to nibble. She's playful. And that's an interesting concept for a zombie. Besides that, the rest of this video is just going to be about certain scenes that I thought were a little bit eye-catching. Something that I always thought was fucking weird with this hentai was just the way that they did the condoms. I don't get it why the guy just didn't do a fucking x-ray of just the guy splooshing into the woman. That would have gotten me an easy 8 out of 10, because I love my x-rays. I am, You show me this woman getting her ovaries flooded with that delicious seed. 8 out of 10 for me, buddy. When it comes to necrophilia, you know, there's always room for one more in that casket. Hey. So besides that, this has been Freeze 700. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys check it out. Even if it's not your thing, maybe just picture the woman as not a zombie. Fuck it. Picture it, whatever. I think it's actually a very interesting story and very interesting art style. And I think Mr. E, if he continued it and did another chapter, because right now there's 2 chapters. The second chapter is really doesn't explain much. It's just more sex, which is we love that. But besides that, I would love to see more. Not more of the character Cherry becoming human, but more of the story being devolved as to why the zombies are the way they are. And stuff like that. That would be more interesting. Besides that, this has been your boy Frieza700. Like, comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts about this. I definitely want to hear if you guys have actually heard of some premise like this, because this is actually very unique to me. Because I've seen other like zombie hentai there, like Left 4 Dead parodies, and they're just not even interesting. It's just slapstick porn. So this was actually very eye-catcher. And let me know down below what you guys think about this new hentai review style where I just talk to you directly, so you guys got a face with the words. Besides that, see you guys next time.